Hi, my name is Dr. Gwen Martin. I am the instructor for 611, sections 802, 803, 804, and 805. I thought it would be helpful to do a quick video about the big behavior change project that is due this semester. I've been getting a lot of questions about the first assignment for that project, which is the proposal. So I thought it might be helpful to maybe just send out a video that explains it a little better and helps you to understand why you're doing this assignment. I find that sometimes knowing why helps out with the how to do the project. I've been in the field for about 20 or so years, and while I have a lot of experience, there are times when I am just not sure how to address a certain behavior with a certain consumer, and it is in those times that I consult the literature. I rely on what's been done before me so that I can see what worked, what didn't work. I can get good ideas on how to address a behavior. Um, I think that's why this portion of the assignment, this literature, this the proposal, to find the study for the proposal. I think that's why this is so important. Imagine, if you will, that I am working with LL Cool J. If any one of you don't know who LL Cool J is, one, I've just dated myself and told you how old I am. And two, you're missing out because he's a great artist, great actor. But LL Cool J has this really bad habit, if you've ever seen him, of licking his lips. Does it a lot. It gets kind of gross after a while. Um, so he's come, let's just say that he's come to me and he said, Dr. Martin, please help me with this. I want to decrease the amount of times that I lick my lips during interviews or during the day. Now, I have never worked with anyone on decreasing the amount of times, especially a typically developing individual, on decreasing the amount of times that they lick their lips. So I'm going to consult the literature. I'm going to go and I'm going to research, do a good lit review to figure out what's been done in the past. Has anyone worked on this in the past? And if they have, what did they do? Did it work? Did it not work? If it worked, why did it work? If it didn't work, why didn't it work? I'm going to really read that discussion section to see what do they think could have been done differently, ideas for future research, because I'm going to replicate something that I find so that I can help LL Cool J with this behavior. I find a good article. I'm going to go to a peer-reviewed journal. I'm going to find an article in a peer-reviewed journal because I want to make sure that the study that I find and that I'm choosing to replicate, I'm going to make sure that it's been reviewed by other peers in my field. That by reading this, I can say that, all right, this is some reliable information. This is some reliable data. So I'm not going to go to Essence or Ebony or InStyle. You can tell I don't read magazines, but I'm not going to go to any of those. I'm not going to go to People magazine. I'm going to go to a peer-reviewed journal. I want to make sure that what I read is reliable and it's been reviewed by my peers. And I'm going to take this study, I'm going to read it, I'm going to see what they did, and then I'm going to replicate it. And hopefully, if I found a study that worked, that was successful, then hopefully when I replicate this study, I'm going to get the same results, because that's the goal. I want to help LL Cool J with this behavior. I think that's why this I think that's why this proposal assignment is so helpful to you and for you to learn how to do. Because as behaviorists in the field, especially BCBAs, there are going to be many times where you're going to have to consult the literature. You're going to have a consumer that you're not sure how to work with. You're not sure if an intervention would work. You're not sure if you've got an intervention, if it's appropriate to use with the consumer, or you just have no idea where to start. We rely on those professionals before us, present, past, who have already maybe conducted a study that's addressed the same behavior. And we're going to see, all right, did this work for them? And if it did, then let's see if I can replicate this and get the same results. And if it didn't work, let's see, good intervention, but discussion section shows me that there were some things that they would have liked to have done differently and may do in the future. So when I replicate this study. I'm going to do those things in the discussion section that they've mentioned. This project, this assignment is going to help you to learn how to be a good practitioner who knows how to consult the literature when they need to. I have a number of colleagues, and one of my favorite colleagues can quote the literature so well. It's awesome to listen to her talk sometimes. I can talk to her about consumers that I'm working with and concerns that I have, and she can say to me, oh, you're working on toileting in a typically developing teen who has other developmental disabilities. There's a good article on that, and they use an awesome intervention. Why don't you check that out? That may help you out. And that's what we need to be able to do. We need to be able to consult the literature. ABA, while we made some great strides, it's still a relatively new field. And the more that we can rely on the professionals who are out there and add to that literature, because maybe some of you will go on to be awesome researchers, the more we can add to that, the better. But the first part of that is being able to navigate the literature. Now, I've said to a few of you to use a single subject research design or a single case research design. The reason why I did that is because you have to understand that in applied behavior analysis, single subject research designs or single case designs, same thing, just two different terms. Those are the experimental designs that we use in ABA. Some of you have turned in articles with group designs that have 300 plus subjects or participants that use some pretty interesting statistical analyses. And unless you're able to explain to me what a p-value is, what is the significance level, what is an ANOVA, and why did they choose to use an ANOVA over a different group experimental design, unless you're prepared to do that, then I'm encouraging you and asking you to stick with the single subject research designs. Because again, that's what's used in our field, and this is a replication assignment. And I don't think that any of you have 300 plus subjects waiting to work with you and have SPSS, which is a program that helps with calculating those statistics that are usually used in group designs. So that's why I've asked you to stick with those. And plus, again, if you're in the ABA field, you need to understand the designs that we use. If you haven't done so already, in Module 4, there is a video. I think it's titled Intro to Research Designs. Watch that if you haven't. And that will give you an idea of some of the basic, the most commonly used research designs. There's more than a reversal design out there, folks. So that'll give you an idea of some of the single subject research designs. I think I put in a couple of graphs to help you match up the design with what the graph would look like. So when you are searching for your articles, you want to look for those particular types of designs. A reversal, ABAB, changing criterion design, multiple baseline design, alternating treatment design. You want to look for those because those are going to be the ones that you're going to be able to replicate. And again, if you're not familiar with those, familiarize yourself, watch that video, and then do research on your own, because by the time you're done with this course, by the time you're done with this program, you should understand single subject designs and why and how they're used. So again, watch that, and then when you go back to review the literature again, then you'll understand better what you're looking for. You're looking for an article that uses a changing criterion design. I think I've also sent a couple of emails out about you can search a journal for the article. You can do a lit review and you can search for specific behavior or topic, but you can also limit your search to a specific journal. And I mentioned JABA before, Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis. You can't go wrong with that one, but please don't only use that one. There are so many other good journals out there that predominantly utilize single subject research design. I could tell you how to do it, but if I do, then you won't learn. And once you get it, once you understand it, I promise you, you'll look back on this and say, wow, that was pretty easy, and I'm totally going to be able to search the literature from this point on when I need to. There's a library resource on Blackboard. Utilize that. They are awesome. They are here to help you. They are waiting to help you. They want to help you. Utilize that. You can also go to BACB, BACB.com, and there's information about the journal articles for BCBAs. I'm giving you some hints here, folks. If you are not familiar with ABAI International, there's also some journals. I think one of their pages has some journals listed that would probably have some good articles also. So I want you to enjoy this project. I want you to approach it with the idea that this is going to teach me how to consult the literature once I'm a BCBA and I'm working with consumers and they're entrusting their behavior and their livelihood in me to help them to adjust the behavior. So let me make sure that what I use has some backing to it. For those of you who will be working in the field and maybe have to submit ITPs, individual treatment plans, to insurance companies, sometimes it's really great if you can have an article attached to your ITP that backs up the interventions that you have put in your ITPs or in your behavior plans to show that you didn't just make this up, but this is something that's rooted in ABA that's been used and it works. But you won't be able to do that unless you know how to consult the literature to find articles that are rooted in ABA that utilize single subject research designs that are good for replication. Some studies just aren't good for replication, and some are. And those are the ones that you want to find. So find an article that's interesting to you, because there's nothing worse than working on something that you're not interested in. Find something that you're interested in. You don't have to change the world. You're not trying to change your entire life in one semester. Something fun, something interesting. And just make sure that the study is at least 10 years or younger. Because you need to do that. You'll learn as you progress in this field that it's good to know what's been done 20, 30 years ago. It's good to know what's been done 5 years ago and to look at the comparison of what was done then and what's done now. We want you to focus on those that were done 10 years or less. So 10 years or younger. I hope this was helpful. If you still have questions, please email me. And, as I have put on Blackboard, I will schedule a time to the best of my ability. I know it's hard for you guys to, especially those of you who have 5 or more, 4 or 5 individuals in your group. I know it's already hard to schedule a time to meet. So, if it's even harder to schedule a time on my schedule, even though I'll accommodate as much as I can, I thought maybe it would be helpful again to have a video. So I hope this was helpful. And again, if you have more questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. All right, everyone, here's to a great semester. Hang in there. Have a good evening.